never know at the end of the day. YouTube likes to play games when it comes to videos and whatnot. But IGN is struggling big time, okay? IGN had a recent employee walkout, if you even want to call it that, right? But IGN lost Kat Bailey, and IGN also lost a few other employees as well. Now, the narrative around that was that Kat Bailey left because of a potential buyout from Ziff Davis. Now, when I first initially read that, I thought to myself, Ziff Davis is trying to buy out IGN. But then I realized, thanks to all of you and doing a little bit more digging, that Ziff Davis already owns IGN. So then people are starting to question. They're like, well, what do we mean by a buyout, right? Because Ethan Gack over at Kotaku said that she left in the midst of a buyout from Ziff Davis. So what we found out was that in all actuality, Ziff Davis, aka IGN, also needs to reduce their payroll. They need to reduce their staff drastically because they've lost 10% of their revenue since 2021, and they have to reduce their headcount. So what they're doing is they're offering a 4 to 6 months leave. Let me show you exactly what's happening. They're basically buying out their employees and buying them so they can quit. That's what happened with Kat Bailey. And that's what's going to happen with the other people who probably followed Kat Bailey leaving as well. So let's get into it. A new report alleges that Ziff Davis, the parent company of IGN, Eurogamer, Rock, Paper, Shotgun, etc., saw its organic revenue decline by 10% since 2021 and is now mass laying off staff from its various subsidiaries. Ex-user Max Tanny reported that Ziff Davis sent out an email at the end of October to its employees revealing that overall organic revenues have declined by 10% since 2021. The company then noted that it attempted to offset this decline through strategic acquisitions, but that it still needed to reduce costs. Given the majority of its costs were its employees, the company was being faced with the difficult decision to reduce headcount. Now, I'm telling you, man, I've said it in my videos, I've said it in live streams, I've said it nonstop. Gaming journalism, as we know it, is going to go the way of the dodo bird. There is only going to be, in the next year or so, there's only going to be very few gaming journalists left, at least from the mainstream industry as we know it now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, independents starting up and doing their own thing. But in terms of actual mainstream companies, there's not going to be too many of them left. Which makes me wonder, what are they going to do for the Game Awards since the journalists are usually the ones that are voting? They're probably going to have to go to the developers or whatever the case. Well, they'll find people, I'm sure. Next, Ziff Davis management offered a voluntary buyout program. Now, this is the important part. This is where it ties to Kat Bailey. Voluntary buyout program to employees who may be ready to move on, explore new opportunities, or just take a break. This program provides a payment equal to 4 to 6 months of your base salary based on tenure, plus for our U.S. employees, continued medical benefits under COBRA. So this is what happened with Kat Bailey, and this is what happened when Ethan Gack said that Kat Bailey is officially no longer with IGN after the buyout from Ziff Davis. This is what he meant. It's not Ziff Davis buying out IGN because they already technically have it. They're a parent company, but it's Ziff Davis paying for people to fucking leave. That's what it is. So Ziff Davis is buying out people so that they can reduce their headcount and get them to leave willingly. And it seems like Kat Bailey took that opportunity. That's what it seems like. She hasn't officially said that, but Ethan Gack let that slip on his Twitter page when we talked about it. So if she has a problem with people knowing that, she should probably blame Ethan Gack for that information. Then numerous individuals across Ziff Davis subsidiaries have announced that they have left their respective companies. Now we're going to go over all the employees that we know have left so far. There are some employees that we don't know because they don't go on social media and announce their departure like it's a fucking airport. But there are some employees that are announcing their departure. And this is just proof that IGN is absolutely imploding. The fact that they've lost 5, 6, 7 employees, whatever it is, it's only going to get worse. I hope you guys realize that. They can keep reducing counts all they want, But ultimately, IGN, just like Kotaku fired a lot of their New York sector. You guys know that, right? Kotaku fired a lot of their New York sector. And keep in mind, New York was one of the main headquarters for Kotaku. And they fired a lot of their journalists that were there in Kotaku. So Kotaku's feeling it. Everybody's feeling it. Every mainstream journalist website is feeling it. And IGN, being the biggest of all of them, or one of the biggest of all of them, is the one that's going to feel it last, right? But they still feel it. So let's see who actually has left. So we got IGN news director Kat Bailey announced on X, well, this is it. Today is my last day at IGN. It's been an incredible ride, and I'll miss everyone so much, especially the incredible newsies, Alex, Wes, and Reb. I'll be focusing on my podcast and personal projects, but open for more work too. Here we got another one. IGN senior news editor, Alex Stedman, announced her departure on Instagram. She wrote, announcement time. Next week is my last week at IGN. She added, my last day at IGN is December 13th. After that, barring a trip to Chicago for the holidays, I'm open to talk work opportunities, both within journalism and potentially outside of it, and will be so much more available for lunches, like ridiculously available. Let's get lunch. It's in the eyes, bro. It's in the eyes. You see the eyes? You see the eyes, bro? You see the eyes? Yeah. No, it's in the eyes. Avoid these eyes at all costs, bro. Head of the games industry, Dring, announced his departure on X at the beginning of December. A small piece of news. I'm leaving games industry at the end of the month. It's been quite the 8-year journey. I love the industry. I love business media, and I will be back in 2025. Although what that will look like is to be worked out. You know, it's interesting to me that all of these gaming journalists that are being fired, right? Or all these gaming journalists that are supposedly leaving, right? You know, they're not leaving of their own accord. They're leaving because they're being forced out. Just like Alyssa Mercante said she was forced out of Kotaku after lying to everybody and saying that she quit of her own accord. Yeah, that's not the case. She was forced out of Kotaku and was told to get the fuck out. We're going to buy you out and get out of here. That's basically it. Same thing here. These people are being bought out, telling them to get the fuck out because it's safer, right? Legally, it's safer for them to do that. Right. So that way, I'm sure they have to sign something that they would never sue or, you know, go after damages or whatever the case may be. But my question is that where do you think you're really going to go? If all of these gaming journalist websites are firing people, letting them go and buying them out of their contract, where do you think you're going to go? I mean, all of these places are obviously getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So you're really not going to go back into the gaming industry, I got to imagine, at least not as a journalist. I'm going to probably make the assumption that a lot of these people are going to go into political journalism to some extent. They're going to go into political journalism. I mean, look, Alyssa Mercante couldn't even get a job at any of the gaming website. She had to go to the fucking Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, that nobody goes to that website for gaming information, and she's writing articles for the Rolling Stone, bro. So where do you think these people are going to go? Where the fuck are they going to go? They're not going to go anywhere. All these websites are collapsing. They're not going to go anywhere. They will probably try to get some job as a consultant. That's another thing too. They'll either go to political journalism or they'll get a job in consultancy. That's it. One of the two. Because I've seen some games journalists get jobs as consultants. Then we got another one. Games industry features editor Marie, I can't say that last name, announced that she was leaving on Blue Sky. Bittersweet announcement time. My time at games industry will be coming to a close at the end of the year. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I've done so many incredible things at GI over the past 5 years plus. Man, I think it's a beautiful thing that these people love running to Blue Sky. Like they're literally at Blue Sky right now trying to treat it as this safe echo chamber. Meanwhile, all of their stuff is being screenshotted. All their stuff is being looked at, right, by journalists like John F. Trent and everything. Like, you guys are not safe over there, bro. You can't run away. You can try to run away from X, but your people are still going to see your stuff on Blue Sky. It's a fucking echo chamber that's going to explode after a year. You're only there right now to try to comfort each other until Donald Trump gets into office. And then once he gets into office, you're going to get over it. and then you're going to go back to X because you're going to realize that you didn't have nowhere near the amount of attention on X, on Blue Sky, like you did X. And that's really what it's about. It's about the attention. It's about the attention. You know, most of them go to Blue Sky to complain about what happens on Twitter. You guys know that? It's fucking insane. Like, why are you going to Blue Sky to complain about this stuff? You could just go on X and complain about it. Oh, shit. Wait. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Goonergate is officially here. Shout out to Cult Classic Cage in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys don't have to take off the kid gloves. Matter of fact, why don't you put them on for a change? That would be a good change of pace. How about that? Oh. Hypno. How is it my fault? What? The Bracken gifted this and I'm immediately called it anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole. Is this what we're doing? Is this how we doing? Yo, I don't appreciate that, Hypnotic.
That's my new favorite clip. That's my new favorite clip. Protect the booty hole. Oh man, shout out to Cult Classic Cage. I appreciate you. That's fucking great. Anyway, yeah, so these people they go to Blue Sky to complain about what's happening over on X, which is just a joke at the end of the day. So we got some admitted people leaving IGN, and I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more than just 4 or 5 of them. People are getting bought out of their contracts. People are clearly not very happy over at IGN, and neither is the company. And I gotta imagine 2025. I genuinely believe 2025 is going to be the year of reckoning, right? I really do. 2025 is going to be the year of reckoning for gaming journalism and games media in general. I think we're going to see a massive shift. I think we're going to see a lot more layoffs. And you know how they're laying off developers and whatnot? Well, guess what? That's coming for the journalists now. It all kind of trickles down. When the games industry doesn't do well, games media doesn't do well. I don't even think they realize that. So all this fake ass positivity, all this fake ass like, oh yeah, the game is fine. Suicide Squad is fine. Everybody loves it. Concord is fine. Everybody loves it. You know, all this fake ass positivity. Yeah. Now you guys are seeing the results of that fake positivity where you could have been honest and you could have said, hey, this doesn't look good. Here's how we can maybe do better and fix it and change it. Or what are you doing to do this, that, whatever for gamers? You could have did so much more, but instead you decided to be the meme dog and say that this is fine while you're surrounded by fire. Well, guess what? Now the fire has officially engulfed you, or at least some of you anyway. And it's going to engulf the entire building. It's starting to. So 2025 is going to be a wild year, ladies and gentlemen. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. RIP IGN, you piece of shit. Nobody likes IGN. Nobody.